The Nokia 7.2 is among the first Nokia branded phones in India to pack triple rear cameras. It flaunts a premium new design, packs a bigger battery and high quality display. At a starting price of 18,599 rupees, the Nokia 7.2 goes against some very capable smartphones. Is it up to the challenge? Let's find out in our review. But before we go ahead, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and hit the bell icon to know when we post a new video. To put it simply, the Nokia 7.2 exudes a premium feeling. HMD Global has augmented the metal frame of this phone's predecessor with a new polymer composite that's said to be twice as strong as polycarbonate and twice as light as aluminum. The frame is slightly curved for a comfortable grip, and the satin effect curved Gorilla Glass 3 on the rear feels great to touch. It is not very slippery either, and the phone does a good job of masking the smudges. The power button has an LED embedded into it to serve as a notification light. This is a neat touch and we hope to see it on more phones. The tray on the left has slots for 2 nano SIMs and a microSD card. There's a dedicated Google Assisted button as well, which unfortunately cannot be customized. The phone is light and sturdy, but it is quite a handful and one-handed usage is quite difficult. The chin is quite thick and the circular camera module on the back won't satisfy everyone's taste. The Nokia 7.2 packs triple rear camera setup with Zeiss optics, which is quite a notable upgrade over the Nokia 7.1. The main 48 megapixel snapper is assisted by an 8 megapixel wide-angle camera, and there is also a 5 megapixel depth sensor. On the front is a 20 megapixel selfie camera, which is again a big bump from the 8 megapixel one on the previous model. The Nokia 7.2 is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 660 processor, which is underpowered compared to the Snapdragon 700 series processors found in a host of other phones in this price segment. HMD Global offers the Nokia 7.2 in 2 variants, a 4GB RAM plus 64GB storage model priced at 18,599 rupees and a higher end 6GB plus 64GB storage variant which is priced at 19,599 rupees. The internal storage is expandable by up to 512GB using a microSD card. This phone packs a 6.3-inch Full HD Plus HDR10 certified display protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 3. The display has a peak brightness of 500 nits and 1:1500 contrast ratio. The Nokia 7.2's display is sharp and vivid with good viewing angles and color reproduction. The brightness is also adequate and we did not face any issues using the phone under sunlight. The phone stays running thanks to a 3500 mAh battery and it supports 10 watt charging. On the software side, the Nokia 7.2 runs stock Android Pie, just like the rest of HMD Global's smartphones. Our review unit was running the September Android security patch. As expected, there is no bloatware, and the UI is squeaky clean with only the basic utilities and Google suite of apps pre-installed. Even though the Nokia 7.2 lags behind the competition in terms of raw performance, the Snapdragon 660 proves to be a capable processor and handles day-to-day tasks with ease. Launching and switching between apps was smooth, and there were no stutters during our review. The performance limitations do become evident when playing graphics-intensive games. We were able to run PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty Mobile, and Injustice at medium graphics settings without a hitch, but occasional frame drops were visible. The Nokia 7.2's 3500 mAh battery easily and consistently let us get more than a day of usage. With this phone as a daily driver during our review, we had around 10 to 15% power left in its battery at the end of each day. Nokia includes a 10 watt charger in the retail package, which takes the phone from 0 to 100% in approximately 1.5 hours. Photos captured by the main 48 megapixel rear cameras were sharp and detailed with good dynamic range. However, they do turn out to be a little oversaturated. So, if you are a fan of real colors, you'll be slightly disappointed. Photos taken in low light were underwhelming, lacking detail and had a lot of noise. The dedicated night mode was also a disappointment, as it only brightened the frame but did little to boost the sharpness. The Nokia 7.2 captures macros with a healthy amount of surface detail and good contrast. However, photos captured by the wide-angle camera had a distinctly colder tone when compared to shots clicked by the main camera. The results in portrait mode were good as well. Subject detection and separation looked natural most of the time, but there was still some oversaturation. As for selfies, the 20 megapixel snapper takes sharp photos under natural light and does a good job at preserving skin complexion and texture. The Nokia 7.2 can shoot videos at up to 4K 30fps. The sample clips shot by us exhibited good details but still had oversaturated colors. Thankfully, stabilization was decent.
But there are a few issues with the camera app. First, you can't switch to the wide angle mode while recording a video. Also, we noticed that the camera app takes 2 to 3 seconds to process portrait mode photos, which renders the shutter button useless for that duration.
The Nokia 7.2 is a meaningful upgrade over its predecessor, adding a faster processor, more capable cameras, and a new design language that is quite appealing. The phone's display is good too, and its day-to-day performance is dependable. The cameras of the Nokia 7.2 are decent, but not the best in the segment.
Starting at 18,599 rupees, the Nokia 7.2 is a decent proposition for its price, but the competition has more to offer in terms of specification and experience. But if you are swayed by the Nokia brand name, prefer stock Android, and don't care much about gaming, you can go for the Nokia 7.2.
Newer mid-range phones including the Realme X, Vivo Z1 X, Redmi Note 7 Pro, and Realme XT offer more competitive specifications. For a slight premium, the Redmi K20 offers a better package on all parameters and looks good too.
So that was our review of the Nokia 7.2. Thanks for watching, and for all things tech, log on to gadgets360.com.